Well, this week we head to the parks. Well, welcome back to Finding America. It is really great to see you here. Now this week I was able to hook up with Chris for some detecting, and we decided to go to a couple parks, including the park where I got that eagle eye cuff button in one of my last videos called Good as Gold. I just had to get back there and see what else I could find there. The park has been heavily hunted for years, and frankly it is tough detecting, but Chris and I put our heads together and we made some real headway. Well, that's Chris up in the top right corner. A little further ahead of me, we're hunting this little hillside here. And I'll tell you, conditions are brutal. It's going to be very warm, but the ground is absolutely like concrete. It's almost like digging frozen ground in the winter. So, but I did get a neat little signal here. And check it out. I think I have an engine for a little toy car. So, pretty neat. Don't usually find them like that. And I'm going to keep on going. It takes what should only take about 30 seconds to recover something is taking about 5 minutes just to get through this ground. So, but we're going to soldier on, see what else we get. Well, this was a nice surprise. It was giving me a 13, and once I popped the plug, it said it was inside the plug. I'm thinking, it's probably a beaver tail. But no, it really wasn't. Check it out. Got a nice pistol ball. Yeah, that's a drop, non-fired. You can still see the sprue on it. It's a pretty cool little item. It was definitely a nice surprise instead of a pull tab. Well, this next one was giving me a very mixed signal, but it seemed to settle down on 15. Occasionally it would go higher. And when I got it out, I thought, oh, it's just a nail. But then once I pulled it all the way out, it's actually a pretty cool little piece. Some of you may know what that is, but that is the adjusting wheel for an oil lamp. And a lot of times they will have patent dates on these. Some don't. This one is to be determined. I think I see it, and then the next time I look at it, I say, no, there's nothing there. But cool little piece. And another indicator of the age of the site. Well, I might have something really cool here. I don't know yet. Just going over this ground, and thing was only a couple inches down, sitting in the plug. Gave me a 15, so I was not expecting to see this. Look at that. So I'm going to pick this up. I mean, it's pretty much sitting like this. It had the dirt on top of it, and I just kind of knocked it off. Once I saw it, I just grabbed the camera, but I have no idea what it's going to be. I'm hoping token. I don't know. I'm going to have to work on this a little bit, and I'll be right back, but fingers crossed. I'll tell you what, I've worked on this a little bit. It is something, that's for sure. You can see a round border around this side. Hopefully you can see that. But look how thin it is. I mean, it's like it reminds me of a 1700s, early 1800s European coin. I'm not sure. It could be a tax token. I have no idea. But it appears to be copper. And I'm just going to have to wait till I get home, and I can work on it a little better back there. Whew. Awesome piece though. I have a feeling about this one. Now these parks are no different than the parks in your own town. Everyone's hunted them. They're very obvious spots to go detecting. They don't require you asking permission usually. So they're hard hunted and signals are hard to come by. But some things you can try are different programs, try some different settings, or even try a different size coil. You know, try running beach mode at the park, just for the heck of it. Or use your small coil even if the park is not full of trashy signals. Trying something that you haven't done at that particular park, and you might be very surprised with the results. Well, this signal was blasting my eardrums. It was like a 29 to 31. Dug down and I saw this thing. I'm like, well, piece of junk. I'm like, well, let me check it, make sure it doesn't say anything. And sure enough, it says something on it. Let's see if I can get you in on this. It says made in England, Black Cellar and Company Limited, Sheffield's Hack Band. And then it says hand and I'm thinking circular maybe. I'm thinking maybe this is a saw or part to a saw. I don't know, I gotta clean this side off. Pretty neat though. Gives you enough clues though to get me on there and do a little bit of digging and see exactly what this was originally. Might kind of find. Well, this next starter is giving me an 18. Not real deep. Unfortunately, it's pretty mangled. But it was originally an advertising thimble. I can see lettering down here on the bottom. But it has seen better days. So maybe I'll be able to figure out what it said on it, but kind of a cool little item. Well, it is so hot today and the ground is so hard that Chris and I went to the shadiest spot at this park, and it's quite a bit cooler and the ground is a bit softer, so that's really nice. But one thing about it too is it's the most obvious spot in the whole park, and it has been hunted hard. But I'm using that small coil, going real slow and digging everything, and I got a 15 on this one. And I'll tell you what, I got another ring. Not gold this time, unfortunately, but really kind of cool. It's got some sort of Greek warrior with a helmet in the center. I don't know if that's onyx or not, but a really neat piece. Not bad at all. I'll tell you what, I will take that all day long. Well, Chris finally dug this little target out of the ground. What is it, about the size of a quarter?
Yeah. That is a hunk of iron.
Yeah.
It says Imperial.
Imperial. That's
Yeah.
really cool, man. I'm thinking a stove cover maybe,
Yeah.
or wood burning stove, kitchen stove.
It's got some heft, man.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's different. Holy moly, that was some work getting her out.
No doubt. Well, here's something else to try at hard hunted parks. Now, a lot of these parks have had the ground moved quite a bit over the years. So what I like to do at these parks is try to find permanent features that would have prevented them from moving the ground in that area. Now, this park, for instance, has a lot of huge boulders that are half buried in the ground. And you know they did not move the dirt around those things. And I have to say, I hunted around those boulders and I made some very nice and very old finds. Well, I finally found something pretty good. Getting a 19, not super deep, about 3-4 inches. And I gave out a woohoo! And Chris is like, what? He's like, not a gold ring. I'm like, nope, but just as nice. Check it out.
Sweet.
Oh, this is a different one. Check that out. Civil War bullet.
Some kind of carbine, huh? Just
Yeah.
flat on the bottom.
Solid base. Very nice. Oh yeah. That's a welcome sight, and we've got a wicked storm over us, and we're hoping it's going to pass us by.
I'll take the drizzle.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
hey, cool find.
Yeah.
Well, Chris and I had to run for cover. It was really raining hard. And as soon as it stopped, I headed right back over to the spot and got a 14. Couldn't believe it. I told Chris, I was like, man, you're not going to believe this. But check it out. I got a ball button. Here's
Marble size.
Yeah, this is like coat size button. And it's got the shank on the back. I mean, it's probably going to be 1820s, 1840s era. I mean, it's an early button. So that is awesome. I am so, I've only got a few of these over the years. And that's just, This one's been through heck, I'll tell you that. That one's been stepped on a few times, but it's still awesome piece. Whew, I'll take that. Well, unfortunately, that ball button wasn't as old as I'd hoped. While I was cleaning it, I noticed a back mark on it that said Cincinnati Regalia Company. Turns out the company began business all the way back in 1895, and they specialized in military and band uniforms, and also costumes, equipment, and even ceremonial swords for all secret societies. I almost forgot to show you this. I found this just as the rain hit, and I was in the middle of the rainstorm digging this up, but this is kind of cool. It's a two-wheel dolly. It looks like it's an old toy. It's just amazing. It's you can see where the wheels went and the axle down here. But yeah, I don't know what it came with, but that's what it is. It's an old two-wheel dolly toy, as far as I can tell. But very unusual, very cool piece. Well, Chris called me over. What'd you get, man?
It looks like a football pendant or...
Little charm?
Yeah, there's the laces.
Yeah, that's cool.
Everything's a soppy mess now, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Wow.
It's not a ball button, but it has shank.
It is a ball. It has shank. Yeah, it does have a full shank at the top, so...
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it was a very early strange button. Now, if your detector has different preset programs that you can choose from, try choosing one that you've never used at that park before. Now, this particular park I'm hunting right now, I have hunted it to death in Park 1 and Park 2. And the last couple times I was there, I used Field 2 with some amazing results. And if you're an Equinox user, try hunting it in two-tone. The signals are much louder, and it seems the machine hits on targets much harder as well. Heck, I think the next time I go, I'm even going to try the beach mode and the gold modes as well. Well, I got a 19 dug down, saw something round come out of the hole, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be an Indian again. I've really been killing it with these Indians. I'm so happy about that because I love digging these things. And oh yeah, this one's going to be nice. 1904. Pretty cool.
Green coming through.
Yeah, I'll be darned. I was kind of hoping for another bullet. And then I'll pop this coin. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's an Indian. So I'll clean this up when I get home and I'll give you a better picture of it. But that's awesome. Always makes your day.
Nice.
Well, Chris called me over.
Finally.
Finally got something good?
It's been a slow one for me today, but...
oh, yours is even nicer than mine.
Yeah, it looks just like
Check
the
it
one
out.
you got.
Another ball button.
Look at that thing. A Rex, show full shank and everything.
Yeah, it's got a little press on the front, that's all, huh? Wow, look at that.
Not very deep at all.
2 ball buttons.
That was a shocker for me.
Yeah, was it hitting 14 on yours?
No, it was 19 to 27.
Wow.
It was bouncy, but
That's weird.
cool.
Well, we are both on the board with the ball buttons.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk it?
Now,
Chris called me over. What'd you get?
well, this is what was giving me the signal. Just a washer thing, but it was down in there with it.
Oh, cool. Little bonus.
Yeah.
That's a pretty nice
That's a
marble.
cool one. Whoops. Yeah, I like the ones you can see inside of like that.
That's really cool. Well, I had to call Chris over because this thing shocked me. I got like an 18, 19, and I dug down, and I was getting a pinpointer reading off here, and I thought this was a rock. So, you ready?
Yeah.
So I pulled it out, and
It's a head.
It's a face, and he kind of looks like Elvis. I'm thinking it might be Elvis.
Really? My old pot metal statue?
Look at his hair.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you don't see that every day.
No, I thought it was a rock.
Wow.
Well, all I can say is
cool.
thank you. Thank you very much. I'm pretty sure that is an Elvis statue, or what was left of it.
Late 60s or 70s Elvis with that hair.
Yeah. How crazy is that? Well, he's made the I don't know what else to say. That's funny. Well, that's one way to get ahead in the park. Now, I have one more short hunt to share with you. It's a permission that I got at a very old turn-of-the-century brick general store. And this store had a tiny little bit of land in the back. Now, I made some pretty cool finds, but I managed to reel in one find that just made my day. Well, this next thing was just a couple feet from the last cookie cutter, and I was getting a 3840. And I dug down and I got this, and I believe it's an old ashtray, but it says, "Get acquainted with the Stanley Hostess Party. Stan Home, a product of Stanley Home Products," but pretty darn cool. Nice little advertising piece, and hopefully it cleans up pretty well so you can get a good look at it, but that's a pretty neat little piece. I'll take that. Well, I was getting high to about 28, dug down under a root and pulled out the remains of an old toy cap gun. And this one appears to be the Trooper model. Not much left of it. It does have a little maker's mark. It's probably Hubley. I'll try to clean it up a little bit. But, well, I double checked the hole before I moved on, and it said there was still something in it. And I thought, well, maybe it's the rest of the gun, and sure enough, check it out. There you go, there's the other half of that gun. I think. Yeah, they're both Troopers. There we go. So there you go. There's probably a few more pieces in there, but those appear to be the two biggest ones. Well, I was just running along the top of this hill here. Got a nice 24. I finally got what looks to be an old coin. From the numbers, I'm guessing it's a Lincoln, but I'm going to clean it up a little bit and see what it looks like. I'll be right back. Well, this one is definitely a rough cob, but I think it's a 1909. Believe it or not, first year. Well, I'm still working this real steep hillside here above this little road, and got a 16. Dug down, got something pretty cool. Check it out. Pretty sure it's gonna be a pocket knife. I just grabbed the, oh yeah, that's pretty nice. Looks like the blade was open when it was lost. Pretty cool. I like that. Just coming along here, along the road, got a 29, dug down, and I believe I have the top to a brass counter bell. That's pretty cool. Definitely a lot of age to it. So, pretty neat little find. And I got something absolutely incredible. I mean, I love this piece. I came over here and I got a 28, and I dug down. Now I have cleaned this and looked at it, so I'm going to show you what I got. So you think, yeah, no big deal, right? Well, once I cleaned the other side off, I realized what I had. Look at this thing. It is incredible. It's a hand-etched fishing reel cover for a fishing rod, but it is all hand-etched. There's two guys in a boat, and he caught a fish. He's got a bent pole. His buddy is over here with a net to catch a fish. And there's cattails over here and up here, is a whole lake and the shoreline here with pine trees and a sun. How incredible is that? I mean, that is an amazing fishing reel cover. Let's see if I can get you a close up here. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Oh, I'll tell you what, that made my day. Just made my day. What an incredible piece. Well, despite the brutal heat, the thunderstorms, and even the rock-hard ground, we managed to bring home some really cool finds, and I really hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Now, please, don't go anywhere just yet. I have some very cool historical photos from our country's illustrious past coming up in just a few seconds, and I don't think you want to miss these. And always remember, it's history that makes a find a treasure, and I cannot wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.